This is Donna Mossholder, and this is my copyright presentation using the Assure model. So first we analyze learners, and this class composition is made up of sophomores ages 15 and 16. It is an on-level ELA class. It is a diverse mix of students, including average learners, some ESL and neurodivergent students, and with a proportionate mix of genders. Students come from moderate to low income socioeconomic environments. The teacher states that the class can be quiet and would like for them to work on presentation skills. Students also benefit from multimodalities and differentiated instruction, having varied interest and learning styles. And the students are familiar with using some technology in the classroom that includes Quizlet, Kahoot, Microsoft Word, Google Docs, and surfing the internet. Based on the analyzation, we came up with an assignment. And so students will listen to copyright presentation and take notes. The students will work with a partner to answer questions in Quizlet and then write a one-paragraph summary of the presentation. Students will choose to create their own presentation using either a computer, they can use Canva, Google Slides, Book Creator, or Prezi, or tactile resources, poster board, construction paper, markers. The students will use Creative Commons to incorporate at least 3 images into their presentation according to the fair use rules. For the tactile presentations, the students will print the images and incorporate them into their poster boards, and the students will then share their presentations to the class. And the teacher and I went over the accommodations together. So for ESL students, we're going to do visual aids. We have bilingual resources, materials in the needed languages. We're going to pair them with proficient English speakers. We will use clear and simple terms. We also will allow extra time for tasks for those students that need it. And we're going to use offer frameworks for writing using like sentence starters, etc. For our neurodivergent, the students, we have ADHD, ASD, and OCD in the classroom that the teacher identified. And so we are going to provide flexible workspaces for them. We're going to be chunking tasks, breaking tasks into manageable parts. We will have visual timers, so we're going to use the timers for task management. Also, the alternative formats present in various formats, so we can explore different varieties for those students that really would prefer that. And the choice in collaboration, we're going to allow students to select partners for those that really need to, and we're going to provide checklists for task completion. Okay, so the first S is state standards and objectives. So we're going to be using 1B3, generating products that illustrate learning and sharing products with an authentic audience. And then the ISTE standard is creative communicators, so that students will communicate clearly and express themselves creatively for a variety of purposes, using the tools, using especially the technology tools. Um, and the objectives is students will summarize the copyright presentation by writing one coherent paragraph that includes at least 3 key points after listening to the presentation and taking notes. Students will create a presentation using either digital or tactile resources. And again, really important, incorporating at least 3 images from Creative Commons. So they're going to be using the knowledge in kind of a real life scenario. They will then collaborate with a partner to answer questions in Quizlet after listening to the presentation. And they will have the rubric as well. Okay, the second S is select strategies and resources. So the strategies are presentations, demonstrations, and modeling. So the very fact that you're giving a presentation using Canva, which is what I am using, is actually demonstrating and modeling exactly kind of what their assignment is. Drill and practice, that's with Quizlet, and cooperative learning, obviously, is when they get into groups. The technology is the student Chromebook, Quizlet app, common website, uh, presentation apps, printer, overhead projector. And then materials uh, that are not technology related are the poster board, markers, printer. Well, printer is technology, but glue, scissors, tape, instruction printouts, and the rubric. Okay, so the U in the Assure model is utilize resources. So the first thing we do is preview the resources. So we're going to review the available technology. We're going to make sure that it works. We're going to determine the best tools. We're going to confirm that the overhead projector works, obviously, the internet and all that stuff. So prepare the resources. We're going to make sure that all the students have Chromebooks, that they're all working. The internet is, has connectivity, gather all the tactile resources. So we're just going to prepare all that. The environment, we're going to organize the classroom to ensure all students have a clear view of the presentation. We're also going to take those accommodations and make sure that the room is situated for students who are neurodivergent or that might need, space or whatever. Um, and then we're going to prepare the learners. So we're going to provide clear verbal instructions about the assignment following the presentation, obviously distributing handouts with a rubric that include the ESL languages. And then we're going to incorporate real life examples to illustrate how copyright impacts students' daily lives. And then they provide the experiences. We're going to allocate sufficient time for students to work on the assignment, offer teacher assistance as needed throughout the lesson. Okay, so require learner participation. So as far as interactive learning, students will utilize educational software on their Chromebooks to engage in drill and practice exercises, which reinforces the knowledge gained from the presentation, and also it's used as an assessment as well. Information literacy, students will apply their knowledge and enhance information literacy skills by creating presentations that incorporate the Creative Commons resources that emphasize the copyright laws and fair use. And then collaborative work, students collaborate in groups, fostering teamwork and shared learning experiences. And then that higher order thinking is through the project, students will develop higher order thinking by applying concepts learned in the presentation to real life scenarios. So they're really going to practice, what they learned in the presentation. Okay, so evaluation method is we're going to use the authentic assessment. So we're going to make sure that we observe, monitor the note taking, making sure everyone is not having difficulties doing that during the presentation. And then we will assess the Quizlet and the summary paragraphs. We will evaluate the presentations for creativity and use of Creative Commons. And again, we'll have a rubric for that. And then the feedback is we are going to observe the student engagement during the presentations, and we will provide peer and teacher feedback. So we'll have like a little Q&A afterwards. And then obviously during revision, we can just analyze the outcomes and see if, did the students learn this according to the rubric? And if not, then we will adjust future lessons. Thank you for listening, and here is my works cited.